Hi, Don. You had 10 unread messages.
Okay.
Is everything all right? I noticed you changing your breathing pattern.
I'm just a little stressed out right now. There's too many emails.
You know what? I have an idea. I know a place nearby. Come follow me. It's just up ahead. Here we are. This is why I wanted to take you.
Wow, this is so relaxing.
Isn't it beautiful? The sound of the babbling brook, the rustling of the trees. Why don't you take a moment for yourself? Go ahead and remove the headset and relax.
So this is my scenery app over here, and there's my RoboFriend experience. When I go ahead and start the experience, what we're going to do is first just look at the ground to place the asset. And then I've made it on the Mac so that it actually follows my hand. So look at this. As I move my wrist, it has a nice little movement where it slowly comes back to me. If I rotate my wrist, you can actually see how the character kind of follows that rotation perfectly. And what's so cool about this is this allows me to puppeteer a little narrative. Now this is a looping animation I made in the computer, and I'll have other tutorials on how to make stuff like this. But the idea, I think I'm going to call this spatial puppeteering. And I actually have a different puppet on this hand. So this one can follow this whenever I need to tell stories on this side, and then this one, when I need the character to look around, I can kind of guide it this way. And the clever trick I would do is I make my hand just out of frame, but it's still tracking it. So it looks as if the character is kind of responding to, to me, even though it's just a puppet. And if we mix that with direction, so I try to follow where the character's eyes go, that kind of helps make it feel like it's more real, at least to me. And then now it's like looking over here. And so this kind of whole methodology I'm calling spatial puppeteering. And then on this one, I actually have some program stuff. So you see it floating around my wrist. Again, it follows my wrist rotation really, really well, right? You can see how it tilts and how it rotates. And then I actually program some animation to trigger if I look at it and tap my fingers. It plays a sequence of animation. So if I want to look that way, and then it's going to spin in a second, over this way, and then it's going to spin back in a moment. So you can do all this level of programming inside of the scenery app, and definitely stay around if you want to learn more about this. This process is amazing. I call this spatial puppeteering. Maybe it's like a ventriloquist. You can essentially bring your puppets anywhere as long as there's that USDZ format, and now I can tell my stories. I'm going to be able to tell a lot more stories a lot faster, and you can see it has all of that data, all that camera movement. So I can move my head and it stays put. I can move my hand, it stays, linked and tied to me. Even if I crouch down here, you can see how this character, it feels like it's really in my scene. And this is a completely different way for me to do my short films. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Go get the scenery app. It's a wonderful tool. And then the voices we did with the app ElevenLabs, so we can transform the voice to any character through ElevenLabs. And yeah, be sure to take your headset off every once in a while. Beautiful outdoors. Bye-bye. Oops, let me do that part again. Bye-bye. Okay.
Beautiful.
Yay.